the CEO of Girl Go Be Great Lifestyle Success Company. And I want to welcome you in to day 2 of Greatness Activation. Woo! I'm cheering for you, Girl Greatness. You were courageous. You showed up. And for that, you're going to get activated. You know, when I think about the time we're in as women, and I think about all the possibilities we have, all I could think about is the desires that we have still yet to unlock, the desires we are yet to put claim to. And that's what we're going to do today on day 2 of Greatness Activation. So welcome in, buckle up, because we're about to go on a journey together. Greatness is your destination. So let me tell you a little bit about why I decided to host Greatness Activation for 21 days. As I and my team, we're getting ready. We're putting the pieces in place for this year, Girl, It's Your Life Success Conference 2021. It will be held here in Atlanta, GA, October 29th, 30th, and the 31st. We're going to kick off on that Friday with a bang. I can't wait to celebrate who you are as a woman in that moment. So if you're ready, and you're ready right now, and you already feel that this is your time, I want you to go over to girlgobegreat.com. That's www.girlgobegreat.com and claim your seat today. We're in the early bird pricing, and you will absolutely love this moment that we've planned for you, Girl Greatness. I'm going to tell you more about the Girl It's Your Life Success Conference 2021 today. So just stay with me. Let's get started. I created Greatness Activation because, frankly, I knew we needed to be activated. I understood the time we've been in. I am A woman, and B, I, like you, have been living through the pandemic. I, like you, have really struggled with some things that have happened since we've been in this place for almost 2 years. I personally contracted COVID. My son got off a plane, stopped by our home. We thought we were doing everything right. And the next thing you know, he said he had a cold or sinus infection because he suffers from allergy sinus stuff. And we just simply wrote it off as that. About 5 to 6 days later, we were celebrating our daughter's birthday. Their birthdays are right close to each other in December. And I was a speaker at a women's holiday party. And we traveled from Atlanta, Georgia, where I reside, to Clemson, South Carolina. My husband started to feel not so great. And then throughout the next day, he got worse. And I thought something is not right. I could feel it. And then I began to feel not so great after my daughter's party. None of us knew we had contracted COVID. That Monday, we got back to Atlanta. We did a COVID rapid test, and it came back positive. And I'll never forget what I was feeling and thinking at that moment. I cannot die. I mean, because at that point, let's be real about it. So many people had passed. This disease was raging. And it's rearing its head again with a variant as we speak. All of my desires and all of my dreams and goals and work, I could not die because I wasn't finished yet. So this greatness activation is just as much for you as it is for me. Because what happens to us as women, we are living in these spaces where oftentimes when life hit us with obstacles and challenges, we get stuck and we sit and we think we'll just let it all blow over. But what we forgot, and we forget it so often, simply if we just keep doing, if we just keep active, if we just keep our mind and our bodies active, we will get through it. if we keep doing something. But if we sit and we just wait and let it blow over, if we have that mindset, that attitude, that posture, then we lose all that we've worked for. 23 days I laid in my bed fighting COVID, and I had the worst of the worst. Every single symptom, I had it. And I'm still dealing with the after effect. My taste is not fully recovered, and actually it seemed to have gotten worse. I'm actually meeting my doctors this week. So I can say with the certainty that in order to stay moving closer to greatness, you must not stop moving. But I began to feel the state of women as we're getting ready for the Girls Your Life Success Conference, which is all about you and all about women. I began to sit and meditate. And then I did something. I reached out to women who I personally have served, and I reached out to women that are surrounding me in my social medias, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, to say hi, checking in. But what I found surprised me. I found that most of the women that were in movement, that could be you, were dormant. There was very little movement. I saw pictures maybe going to work, having a little selfie in the car. I saw going out to eat a lot. I saw getting children ready for virtual learning. And then I saw, of course, the struggles and the challenges and the obstacles, and all of that was all on the post. I wasn't snooping. I was connecting. Okay, let's get that clear. I was not snooping. I then began to feel I got to do something. I got to help the women in this moment, because that's the work I do. I help women go for greatness, go for greater. I inspire greatness. That's what Girl Go Be Great Lifestyle Success Company core values is, to inspire greatness. We focus on 3 powerful areas in helping you grow and transform radically. That is personal lifestyle development, entrepreneurial development, and economic advancement. Those are the focus of what we do here at Girl Go Be Great. But I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, like, she was moving. She was saying she was writing a book. She was actually getting ready to go speak on stages. She had just coached with me in my speakers program. I'm an international speaker. Been speaking since I was 13 years old. I speak in the U.S. and in Canada. And I've trained hundreds of women on how to go out in the world and put her message in the hearts of other people. We love a good story, and we love hearing stories, hero stories, meaning shero stories and comeback stories. And I was just sitting there like, she's not doing that. She's not doing that. And she's just sitting, and I could feel the energy that women were just swiping their social medias daily. And it began to stir me up. That's what activation does. It stirs you up. It rouses you up. It wakes you up. And I got to wake up as a award-winning success coach, an entrepreneur coach. I decided that I needed to lead loudly. So I created greatness activation. We want to activate your greatness. So for the next few minutes, you are going to dive in with me, right? And we're going to talk desire. Day 2 activation is about desire. Because when we get blocked with obstacles and we sit and we hold back, we essentially start to become deactivated. A piece of us becomes deactivated and desensitized, one little piece at a time. And before you know it, you'll be in 2022 in less than the next few months, and you will be completely at the beginning of where you were in 2019. That's a long journey to go back and a long journey to go forward. But in this moment, you are blessed because you get an opportunity to connect with this particular moment where I'm here and I'm ready to help you activate. So let's unlock desire. And if you don't know what activation means, because you missed day one, well, activation simply means get moving. We could break it down to active, and then activation is the sum of things you do to get activated from active, which is movement. But just get moving. Get moving in the direction that you say you want. So let's talk about want. Let's talk about desire. Desire. Desire is that thing we say we want. Desire is that thing we say we're going after. Desire is that thing we put out in the world and we actually start putting all of the pieces together to achieve it. Desire, though, really just starts within us. It starts sometime as just a glimmer of a thought, or it can be as deep as a dream. You can get that download simply walking your dog, headed to the gym, brushing your teeth, in that shower, because I get my downloads in the shower and I dream a lot. Girl greatness. I'm a big dreamer. So we're seeking to activate your desires this morning. What we want to do is get out our head and we want to get into the body. We want to get out of our head and get into the body. So my first question for you, and my only question, is what do you want? Right in this moment, no matter if you've been dormant, no matter if you are the one that I'm, been looking at on social media, and I connected with you somewhere, somehow, and you said, Lori, you remember me. I do remember you, girl greatness. We met somewhere, right? Shout me out. Let me know that I remember you. And I'm speaking to you. And you're telling me your story of how you became dormant, how you started sitting and you started swiping and you put everything on hold. And you began to think in the state that I'll wait till everything blow over. Well, it's not blowing over. I want to announce that to you. And it is not going anywhere. COVID, now the variant, will be like the flu. It will be like the common cold. It will be with us. It will be like shingles and chicken pox. It will be with us. So what we're going to have to begin to really grab hold of is how do we keep moving? It will be through desires. Desire. And I sing that song because that's always in my head from a guy that I met many years ago. I don't know him. He was a bodybuilder guy, and he did a contest. And he did a contest to help transform the bodies of regular people. People who never thought that they could turn their body into muscle from fat. His name is Bill Phillips. And I remember my brother doing a transformational contest. He had to take pictures. He had to show his body before and show his body after. He started eating different. But what happened when he started moving his body, his mind started moving. Okay, girl greatness? And I started noticing it. My brother, like me, we grew up in poverty. We grew up with some, stuff that has really caused us some trauma, PTSD. And we've, over the years, both have had to go through healing processes, which, of course, for all of us, healing is always a great thing. I was so in shock of what I saw in his transformation. And there it was. I began to research Bill Phillips. And I began to say, wow. This guy is activating the normal person who eats too much sugar, who drinks too much wine, who works and sit at their desk, sedentary, who just sits in life doing good or good enough stuff. Now, you got to check my podcast out. Defy the Good podcast with Lori Pelzer is live and it's on iTunes. If you have an Apple phone, then you can just simply go to the purple icon on your phone and you can subscribe, girl greatness. Spotify, you'll have to download the app to your phone, your smartphone, and Spotify and or Stitcher, and it is free. Okay? Well, not really free because you pay for your phone and you pay for your data. But I would love for you to join me over at Defy the Good podcast with Lori Pelzer. We are defying everything that good stands for. I woke up one morning, frankly, just simply tired of seeing women do the same thing the rest of her life. And that's be good. good is not good enough. To live by that notion is to not ever tap into your greatness. We are learning so much over there at my podcast. It's pretty raw, but it's also pretty exciting. It's inspirational and it's informational. And come over there and join me, Girl Greatness. Subscribe and leave me a review. Make sure you listen to the trailer. And in this transformation, as I was sharing with you about my brother and all the people, I kept looking through the brochure, and it was people like me and you. The biggest transformations were the people who did not think they had the desire for it. And what happened after they got that desire? That desire was to unlock their greatness. So I'm going to give you 3 very important keys for you to unlock your desire. I've asked you the question, what do you want? Now, you can answer that question a couple ways. You could say, I think I want to, have a great life. And I'm going to ask you, well, what does that look like? You might say, I desire to have $1 million company. And I'm going to ask you, what does that look like? I desire to have a great marriage. I desire to, break through all of the drama that my marriage is currently having. And I'm going to ask you, what does that look like? You may say, I desire to send my children to private school. And I'm going to ask you, what does that look like? The question is not so much what do you want as the answer is what do you want? Pretty paradoxical. What do you want? That's the question and the answer. We want to work from a place of not where we've been indoctrinated. We want to work from a place from the heart space. The heart space is saying, what are you willing to do to have what you want? That's desire. We want to work from that place. What are you willing to do? What is it that you're willing to say goodbye to? And what is it that you are simply willing to put on the table as the thing that scares the heebie-jeebies craziness out of you? What is it? What is it that you're seeing when you say you want this thing? But if you've been dormant and you haven't been moving and you haven't been just dreaming at any level, waiting for everything to blow over, then you might not be in a desired state. So these few little points, my hope is that it activates you. Point number 1, we were designed to evolve. I'm leaning in. I'm leaning in. We were designed to evolve. The moment you came out the womb, let's just keep it very simple and very powerfully connected to the point. The point is, you, the woman, right now in this place, a grown woman, fully grown, have gone through much life. You're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s like me. You may be in your 60s. And you, from a baby to now, have had growth stages and experiences. And you evolved. You've evolved in every stage, from your 20s, from your girl to your teens, to your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and on up, 60s. And at each stage, there's an evolution of you, the woman. We couldn't stop that evolution if we tried. We can't stop aging. No matter how much Mary Kay, I use Mary Kay, and it's a great anti-aging product. I don't know your aging product, but I'm 51 and my anti-aging product is Mary Kay. Mary Kay Ash created a product I believe is evolved for women, and it is continuously creating great skin and allowing me to age gracefully. I'm evolving. I accept that. I'm not trying to be 51 and be in a 21-year-old mindset. I'm not trying to be 51 and compete with the 30s. And I'm not trying to be 51 and sit and say my life is over as if I'm 90. That's not going to work. We can't push evolution forward, and neither can we pull it backwards. What we can do is accept it. So in desire, When you get the desire, when you get the download, when you receive the download, your next responsibility is to think evolve. How can I evolve the process? Let the process move me forward in the desire. Does that make sense? How can I let the process move me forward in the desire? Because you can't stop evolution, right? So why stop the desire? Well, we stop it because, like I said earlier, we become indoctrinated by these ideas. And one of those are limiting beliefs. We've been told what we can't do, where we can't go, the good enough. We've been told, don't go there because that's not safe. Don't say that. Don't show up there. So we fight, we resist the desire, but the desire is not going anywhere. Once it dropped into you, it has taken a place in you, and it's going to keep showing up until you answer the call. So allow the process. Trust the process is evolution. And if you trust the process of your desires, it will lead you to greatness. That's it. Now, I can go into that for the next 40 minutes, an hour, but we don't have that kind of time. We have under 30 minutes to get you activated for the next 20 days. Actually, now we got 19 days because tomorrow will be day 3 of activation. And the next point to really drive home with you, once you allow the process to evolution, right? The process, and you begin to trust that process and you move all your fears out the way. And you're going to need some support to do this, because if you've never did any of this work, then this is all new that you're hearing. But if you've been doing this work some points in your life, then this is a refresher and it's just getting you percolating. I'm thinking about a movie when I talk about percolating. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Number 2, we want to take this desire and we want to give it a place. We want to give it some place to sit. We want to give it a place, right, where it can level out with who we are. We want to give it a place. We want to give it like a mantle. We want to sit it in front of us. We want to see it. We want to be able to really see it. So how are you going to do that? You're going to use journals. You're going to write it, the desire. You're going to use audio. You're going to record it in your phone. You're going to record it. You're going to say it. Because if you say it, you can see it. Because saying it actually creates visual cortex in the brain. So we're going to write it. We're going to make the vision of the desire plain. We're going to write, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? And you're going to begin to write it. Let it flow. I always say this to the women that I get an opportunity to coach her to her greatness. I say, when it show up, let it come up and let it come out. So if it show up, write it. Let it come up. Let it come out of you. Don't hold back. Don't resist it. Give it a place. And when you put it in that journal or you record it and you hear it and you're now giving it a place inside of you. And then what you're doing, number 3, you begin to speak it, walk it, talk it, sell it to the world, sell it to the people around you, sell it everywhere you go. You speak your desires. If you got to get on your Facebook and start to post about it, you are then releasing it to the world. You then give it legs and arms. You give it a voice. And when you do that, the power of that is the secret. The laws of attraction go into play. And then, the energy in the universe, the heavens, they conspire to give you what you want. But we're going to back all the way up for a moment. It's going to start with, how courageous and clear are you about your desires? What do you want? So the real work will be at what do you want? It won't be at step 1 that I just gave you, tip 1 or tip 2 or tip 3. Because in order to get there, girl greatness, you got to first be very clear about what you want. And that will be the work. What do you want? Because we've been indoctrinated. I've said it like 3 times. You're probably saying, Lord, talk to me more about that. This this good enough notion that we talk about over on my podcast, Defy the Good podcast with Lori Pelzer. It's the place where moms and dads, uncles and aunts, teachers and preachers, and people that we trusted through our life cycle have given us these plans, these codes. And that is live safe, be good. And that's what we've done. We've tried to please. We've tried to do it the way others want us to do it. We've rarely wanted to rock the boat. So we didn't have the courage. We didn't muster the courage. We didn't grab hold of the courage. And if we did, somebody tried to shut it down. So you may have gone on a fight, a tussle, to try to hold on to your voice around what is it that I want. What you want right now is most important than anything else. We've been in a pandemic. We face death. Life is a whisper as it is. We won't go into that right now. But I am very clear that we don't know our day nor our time. I desired to live. And I desired to live when I contracted COVID and had 102.7 temperature for days. And there were things that we did holistic. And there was so many great people that came to my rescue. My husband was by my bed. My daughter and my granddaughter was banging at my door, putting things at the door that gave me concoctions that was made for me at a local health food store by a herbalist. And it began to pull the gunk out of my lungs. And as I kept getting that gunk out of my lungs, I was able to really begin to breathe more. And the more I breathed, the more I wanted desires. The more I breathed, the more I wanted my dreams. And the more I breathed, I knew that I was going to live and beat this thing called COVID. And I was not going to ever go back on my dreams or goals or my greatness. That it was too precious. Because we are here to evolve. We're not here to sit. We're not here to worry. We're here for joyous abundance, to live big, to do great things. Greatness is expansive. Greatness is about expanding that in which you already are. But that indoctrination taught us to stay safe. It taught us to seek out safety, familiarity, familiar things, the things that keep us just so comfortable because we know them. And that's what scares you. So if you're not scared anymore and you're feeling it right now and you're ready to rock a little harder and you're ready to go at it a little bit greater, a little bit better, a little bit more bolder, because you're feeling that percolation. That's from a movie, Norbit. Eddie Murphy created the movie Norbit, and Norbit got married to Rohisha. And Rohisha, she was always percolating. And she was cheating on Norbit. Norbit was, for lack of better terms, the guy that nobody wanted, because Norbit did not initially have a desire for his own greatness. And he ended up with the woman that took the rest of it. He found it though. He found it. You gotta watch Norbit. I just watched it 2 weeks ago with my granddaughter, my daughter, and my husband, and we laughed and laughed and laughed, because laughter also is activation. It keeps you very much in movement. You gotta watch the movie, because the reason I keep saying percolating, because the Wayans brothers, one of them was in the movie, and he was playing the guy that was running the fitness class, and he was in that class. Rohisha was in that class, and she was looking for what she wanted to activate her. While Norbit was running the business, doing the numbers, keeping her and her brothers super rich. No one in the town liked them. They were the town rich kids and family and the most horrendous people. So then she over there in the class, fitness class, getting her activation on, and the guy in the class going, percolate, stimulate, activate, percolate. You gotta see the movie, and you will never see percolation the same way again. I've expressed to you that today you can activate, you can stimulate, and you can go be great. But I've expressed to you what it's going to take. At the Girls Your Life Success Conference this year, 2021, we are about to activate My mission for this year, I've done this conference. I've had several conferences over the years, and this one is going to be the best. And I guess you're saying, Laura, you probably say that every year. No, I don't. I say something different every year about every year. But this year, I desire that it be the best. I'm activating that. In my cells, I'm receiving that. I'm writing it. I'm speaking it. I'm putting it out of the universe to you right now. If you're ready to radically transform your life, I have some tools and some solutions that I want to share with you on how I've done it. How I've gone from homelessness in 2008, losing all my money, over $1 million of my assets, savings, my business. I had to shut down my real estate business because I had to give the building up due to foreclosure. I lost my personal home, being my husband, my cars, everything I worked for 17 years was gone. I found myself living with a friend who betrayed me in some ways because she did not honor our code of friendship that we had built, that I thought we had built over that 10-year period. Times I've helped her find her greatness. I needed her. She wasn't there for me. I ended up in a hotel. I woke up without my dog. He was in like a dog shelter type place, and I couldn't get my dog back because I couldn't afford it. It took me almost months to get my dog back. I woke up hungry and homeless and hurling it around for what was next. And what I know is it was desire. It was activating the desire in me to not die in that place. It wasn't no longer holding on to the message of how it happened and what happened. It was to show up in that work at that moment. That was the work, desire. So I know a little bit about radically transforming your life. And that's what we're going to do at Girl, It's Your Life Success Conference. We're on the mission to radically transform your life and expand your entrepreneur and economic dreams. We got some sessions that are going to blow your mind. These are not like any old sessions you've attended. And if you have never been to a women's success conference, this is the perfect time for you. And if you've been to too many and you haven't had an opportunity to come to Girls Your Life Success Conference, you are invited to try something new in this moment. And if you are like me, you go and you learn, you're a learning bug. That's all you live for, is to learn. This is the kind of experience. We're going to take you from one place to another. And when you leave, you'll leave with the things you need to go be great, girl. I want to send you on over there to girlgobegreat.com. I want you to say yes to yourself. We have 25 seats in the room. Because of COVID and the ideal of being safe, we could not move past the protocols. We want to keep the room safe. Now, I know there's some events that are packing people back in, but we are going to put your safety first. So I want to invite you in. If you know that you're ready for the elite level, right? You're ready for that 25 spot. They're already moving. We're only going to announce when they're sold out. Don't wait. Today is the day that you get to actually percolate. But today is the day that you get to activate. You want to be in the room. Take that move. Desire that. Click the link at the website and get your seat, because that is an exclusive seat, because only 25 of you can come in the room. But here's the wonderful thing. The virtual setup. We're not just on a Zoom. We're going to be on a live stream where you get to join me through the live stream, big wide camera right at the site itself. So go to www.girlgobegreat.com and click the link. It'll take you to the event. Get acclimated. Purchase your seat. Get the early bird. The early birds get the worms. And the worm right here is greatness. If you want to see your entrepreneur dreams expand, you want to upgrade your money, you want to manifest it, more of it, you want to be in this room this year. This is the year. I can't tell you about next year. I don't have a conversation about that. So to say I'll see you next year is to say I don't know if I'll see you, because I'm not sure I will be hosting it this way next year. Next year, my goal is to be back on the road, doing something very different, going to 3 countries next year. And I got a whole great plan. And I don't know what next year brings, but I know what this moment at this time brings. And that is the energy that flows in the now. So girl, go take your now opportunity to match your desires. I'm cheering for you. And if you need any support to make a decision, reach out to my office. The information is on the website, the email address, and we are right here to help you to the finish line. Today was day 2 of activation. I am hoping that you received something that was useful for you and that you can take with you to activate. Girl, you go be great. Share this video with your friends. Leave a comment here on the YouTube, on the Facebook, and let us know how we can help you. Girl, go be great.